y'all. Welcome to another wonderful episode of Fuel Up Fridayz, giving you motivation, giving you fuel to start your week or to end your week. As always, I hope this message finds everyone doing absolutely amazing. And if not only hope that it bring you motivation, hope that it bring you fuel that you end your day in a more positive mindset, that you'll have an amazing weekend. As I start my time, or what I want to talk about today is moments of instability or moments of uncertainty that we all encounter in our lives in different forms and fashions and different measures in our lives. Sometimes those moments of instability will cause us moments that we feel that our opportunity is no longer. Sometimes those moments of instability will cause us to change our daily routines. And I feel like this is especially important to what's going on right now, the current event of the COVID virus 19. And not just this event, not just this pandemic, not just this thing that occurring, something that we are incurring or that we may be dealing with in our daily and in our personal lives, big moments that we have, that we may be depressed, that we may have lost someone that we love, that we may have a broken relationship, that we may be yearning for something that we can't put grasp on quite what that is. So you're feeling lost, you're feeling abandoned in a way. And in those moments of instability becomes a moment, I feel like, of stability on down the road that we can't see, that are often blessings, as they say, blessings in disguises. And it kind of referred to what's going on right now. And I really took a moment to step back and search my heart. And I feel like this was put on my heart because I really can kind of see that this is, to me, I perceive it as a great awareness, in a way, a great awakening in a way. It's just something that's changing our daily routines, our structures, our day-to-days, as they say, waking up in the morning, getting ready to go to work, getting your kids ready for school. Maybe you're going to school. In my case, I go to school. I'm at school. My first class is at 9 in the morning on one day, and on a different day it's this time. And you get my point. It's a structure, something that we are used to doing on our day-to-day routines. Me, getting back from school, going to the gym at this time, and the list goes on. Whatever structure that you're used to, I feel like we all can agree with what's going on right now. We can kind of see the moments of instability, the moments that were uncertain, the moments that we couldn't foresee, but that we are dealing with, that are occurring in all of our lives right now and are changing our lives in a significant way, whether that's small or big. It's changing our lives significantly because it's getting us out of our structure. It's getting us out of our routines and our daily structure. But this could be a great thing, I feel like, a great awareness that we should be in tune with. And when we're in tune with that, we feel that electricity around it because we start realizing the values that we have around us that we may have been oblivious to at first, that may have been invisible, maybe something that we took for granted, the valuable relationship, our loved ones that we have, that we sometimes may neglect and not, take that moment to connect and take that moment to reach out to see how each other is doing. Maybe it's that moment where you can rekindle some relationships, that has been lost in translation because you've been dealing with your day-to-day structures. Having said those couple of examples or those couple of things, I just feel like it's a moment of awareness to realize how we can better ourselves, how we can make ourselves greater. Whatever way that we perceive it as is the way that energy, I feel like, is going to flow, the way that current is going to flow. And it's a balance, speaking of that current, it's a balance, when you think of a battery, for instance, you think of that positive side and that negative side. We can look at what's going on right now with this pandemic. We can look at what's going on right now with our own personal struggles and persecutions and allow that for it to take us down to a negative wave, or we can allow it to give us current, use that battery on that positive side, but that balance of the things in life that sometimes drag us down, but use it as a balance for we can direct that in a positive direction and pretty much sit back and take everything in and learn from our surroundings and learn about what value truly is. Sometimes I think that's something that's taken for granted. What value in someone is, what value in a connection with the universe, and value in the ideas that you have and the capabilities that you have and the blessings that you have around us. It's just, I feel like this whole thing is very interesting. I feel like it's it's just a moment to kind of, make yourself aware, of the things that we have right in front of us sometimes, but that we often don't see. As the saying goes, we don't miss our water, or you don't miss your water till your well has run dry, till you're thirsting, and you're used to going out there getting that water from that well, used to that daily routine, used to that structure that you have. And structure is a great thing. Structure can be a great thing. It's, again, about the balance. But, sometimes when we get in a moment of structure, we lose sight of the things that are around us that are truly valuable, the things that are around us that are not materialistic, the things that are around us, our valuable relationships, you know, our loved ones, our friends, our creative ideas that I feel that we can sometimes get in tune with and not take for granted, but to expand upon, you know, to actually put those ideas out there. I feel like it will in turn, when we realize these, the awareness of pretty much that we are unstable, we can make ourselves stable by building, building ourselves internally. You know, you can think of this, you know, with someone that goes to work out to build their core muscles, you know, is building those stabilizers, you know, sometimes getting off balance there for a minute to build those stabilizers in order for you to be stronger, in order for you to internalize, I feel like, your true capabilities. Sometimes you got to be unstable. If everything is routine and everything is planned, you're used to doing everything accordingly. One thing I think that was valuable that I was taught when I was in the Marine Corps, I'm sorry y'all, it's my time. One thing I think that's truly valuable, one thing that I carry with me today, and I feel like that I'll carry with me through the rest of my life, is adapt and overcome, you know, through the situation that you may be going through. But I like to use that as adapt to that situation and use that situation as something that is positive, even if it seems negative at the time, even if it seems like a weight that's on your shoulder that you quite, you know, just don't understand that you're dealing with it. You know, even though you're dealing with it and you feel weak at the moment, you don't feel the most chirpy or the most positive. That's okay, but it's a process. I just want to encourage everyone, if you're going through a process in your life, you know, or a pandemic in your own personal life, besides what's going on now and besides what we see, just to take back, I encourage everyone to take a moment back and to realize that things around us that's valuable that sometimes we neglect. And also to realize that when moments like these big moments, I feel like, occur in our lives, we can use it towards our personal growth within inside of us. If we realize through the process that, you know, moments like these have hidden blessings. Moments like these are meant for a reason. You know, things that happen in our lives are meant for purposes that we can't see, but it's just about trusting. It's just about continuing on that pathway of greatness by striving, as I say almost every episode, striving for greatness, and just realizing it and processing it and using it towards a good energy. You know, life is a balance. In closing, again, you know, that balance sometimes is positive, just like that battery. Sometimes it's negative. It's that minus, it's that plus sign of life that we encounter a lot of time. And unfortunately, sometimes that negative side of life or those negative aspects hit us at a moment of life when we are at our most vulnerable, when we are down in the ditches and everything. But I'm just encouraging everyone to look at every process, everything that they may be encountering in their own personal life. Every moment of instability will eventually, I feel, direct itself to a moment of stability, or at least an essence of stability. Nothing is not ever entirely stable, which is a great thing, you know, because it allows those stabilizers again to build strength. But use those moments of instability to further increase the essence and the moments of stability in our lives, in order so we can enhance our lives and continue on that pathway of greatness, in order so we can stay resilient and motivated and everything like that. But again, guys, I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. You know, I do hope everyone is safe through all the events that's going on right now. My prayers out to anyone who's dealing with this significantly in a way that is more than, you know, I feel like I'm dealing with it right now. And I'm using this as a time again to really reflect, and a time again to process what's going on, a time again where, you know, instability is occurring in my life, as I'm sure as in many of you, y'all's life that's watching right now. But use it as a moment to also process what's going on, but use it as a moment in a positive direction to value the ones that you have around you, the ones that you love, a moment to build on the relationships that may have been neglected, a moment to really get a connection with the people that are around us, the true connection, you know, that positive charge through conversation and everything. And the things that we took for granted sometimes, I feel like, you know, what can be shown hiddenly is the things that, you know, we truly value, but we sometimes just overlook. They become invisible to us again. But again, guys, I love you guys, and I can't wait to catch you guys again next Friday for another wonderful episode of Fuel Up Fridays. Love you guys.